If you don't have yourself a fleshlight,
oh my
do
God.
yourself a flav, and get yourself a fleshlight. It takes rejection from a 10 to a, I don't care.
You're listening to the Laughing Couple podcast with your hosts, Brittany and Ryan Ostafy. Join them weekly as they discuss topics such as relationships, kids, sex, parenting, all unfiltered and all with a healthy dose of laughter. Please welcome your hosts, Brittany and Ryan Ostafy.
We'll make it clap. I give you clap.
That's a new one.
I give you clap. I give you clap.
That's not good.
Get the clap?
Yeah.
No, worst week of my life.
What?
I'm just kidding.
What does the clap stand for? Chlamydia? No, that would be chlamydia. I don't know.
Clap. I think it is chlamydia.
Is it?
Yeah.
What's that squeaky sound?
Your chair.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Yo, it's been a while since you and I have done one.
It has been a day. It has been a day.
No, I feel like it's been a few episodes since we've just sat down and chatted together.
Yeah, no, the saying is it's been a day.
No. Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's a saying.
No, it's been a time, I feel. The better suited one.
No, the saying is it's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a day. It's been a whole day. I screwed that one up.
A little bit.
No, actually, it's been like a month.
All right, let's get into it. So this episode, we're going to talk a shit ton about double standards.
This is going to be a fun episode for me because it's going to allow me and all of my male compadres who listen to this podcast. This is going to be us waving the flag. When I get older, I will be stronger.
For me, I feel
just like a waving flag.
This one's going to be a bit spicy for me.
It's I feel like controversial, I think.
Yeah, I feel like we might get in some tips.
Yeah, I don't know what you've got written down. I know what I've got written down, and I know it's going to piss you off.
Yeah, same. But also, let's make a pact because I was listening when I was doing some promos for us, and I noticed that you interrupt me a lot.
Oh,
a lot.
What's the pact? What's the pact then?
Let's just. I like our banter, back and forth, shooting the shit. Sometimes you can interject, but a lot of the times you just don't let me finish a lot of the times. So let's just make a pact that you don't do that.
I don't let you finish, eh?
No, you don't. My conversation. Everything else is fine.
How does a macho man know that his woman is orgasmed?
I don't know.
A macho man doesn't care.
Wow. That's just that's wrong. Okay, let's start with I love you.
You just told me I don't let you finish.
You don't when I'm talking.
Yeah. I went the whole sexual route.
I got it. That's not true. Just when I'm talking.
Disclaimer. Not accurate.
Oh my God.
I am not a macho man.
Okay, so you have an I love you and you're annoying that you just remembered from last week. So
yeah, I was gonna do it. I love you and annoying as in a general. I love you and you're annoying.
Okay.
But I actually remember being annoyed by you earlier this week, and this is something that comes up on a regular basis. You are notorious. Notorious?
It's notorious. It's not notorious. It's not notorious. Oh my God.
I thought we just had a pact. Didn't you just have a pact not to cut each other off?
You were talking.
Broken. Yeah, I was singing.
The wrong song.
Notorious.
There you go.
Yeah, anyways. You are notorious for being in our room. Far away from me.
Right.
There's two parts to the story. Being far away from me and talking to me. Saying something to me and I say, Britt, I can't hear you. And you will proceed to stay exactly where you are and wait for me to come closer so that you can deliver the message.
Oh.
Role reversal. I'm far away from you. You say, I can't hear you, and stay in the same spot and wait for me to come to you.
Oh,
if communication needs to be given from distance, there's only one traveler in our relationship, and it is me. I am the traveler of communication.
You're the time traveler's wife.
You are the sit here until it makes sense communicator in our relationship. I love you, Brittany. That is annoying. Sometimes it would be nice if you brought the communication to me.
I could see that would be annoying.
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Hey. You thought it was going to be something else. You thought it was going to be about that closing of the door thing.
I did, yeah. Okay, mine is...
Yours was wrong.
I'm going to use the one from today because I feel like it's more relevant, but I do have another one. So the one from today is we got up. We had a pretty lazy Sunday. We didn't have any big plans, but I usually like to clean the floors or do something productive for the house on the weekend, like just something. Hold on. You don't get to say shit yet. Let me finish. So in the morning, I cleaned the dishwasher, cleaned out all of the shit in the dishwasher, like the filter, everything, and then ran the dishwasher so that it was like a full sanitized load with something special. Then I cleaned the laundry room sink, took the garbage out, and then I was like, I got to clean the floors.
This has nothing to do with me so far.
Hold on. Exactly. What have you done? So I cleaned the floors, swept, and then cleaned the floors and said to you, Ryan, please be mindful that I'm cleaning the floors. You said, cool. Then you left with Cooper because you guys had haircuts. Then something happened in between my mom picking up Riley, you coming in and out of the house, and you walked all over the fucking floor after I just washed them. Your, like, literally it's your shoes footprints.
Yeah, Cooper was wearing my shoes.
No, absolutely not. And then we came home later in the day and I was like, why are your footprints everywhere? And you were like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I wasn't here. I know. When did you wash the floors?
I wasn't there.
Yeah. Yes, you were. You just weren't there mentally. No. You literally walked all over the floors. Hold on, it gets worse. And so I was like, well, like, your footprints are all over the floor. And then you were like, literally, it wasn't a, sorry, babe, let me clean that up. It was like, I don't know what to tell you. And then you fucking went upstairs and took a poo or something. You disappeared, leaving me to re-clean all of your stupid ass footprints. I was so pissed, right? Like, so mad at you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, here's the thing. You were mad at me in present moment thinking I was wearing my shoes, and you snapped back. You did the bend and snap back to yell at me, and I'm wearing socks. Like, I'm looking at my feet and I see socks. And you're like, you're wearing the shoes in the house. I'm like, no, actually, I'm wearing my socks in the house.
Fair. So I'm sorry, you didn't do it in that moment, but you still did it 3 hours prior.
Yeah, but the thing is I don't recall being in the house. I wasn't even in the house.
Yes, you were. You were taking Cooper for his haircut, and my mom came and picked up Riley, and you probably went to go get water because there was footprints all over the kitchen, all over the water, everywhere.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So I don't care when you did it. You still did it. And then just left.
I do like drinking water. So that makes a lot of sense.
And then just left and went upstairs and let me clean it up. And you were so rude about it. You're just like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, so rude to me.
Because I'll be honest, my rudeness stemmed from the fact that I thought you were yelling at me in present tense for something I clearly didn't do. My shoes were at the front. I was wearing socks. I was standing beside you.
No.
And you snapped at me for something I really wasn't doing.
That was invalid because at the end I said.
Straight up didn't remember doing.
At the end, I said this was prior. And you were like, you washed the floor.
I probably didn't hear you because I was upstairs.
You washed the floor when I was gone. And I was like, are you for real? I literally washed the floor while you were home this morning on the couch.
I wasn't on the couch when you washed the floor.
Yes, you were. Oh my God. Anyways, that was really annoying. And that has been taking me off since it happened. And I was like, I'm going to save this shit for the podcast because that was rude of you.
Okay, let's get into the podcast, shall we? We're talking double standards today. This is a great conversation because, you know, as society starts to shift and, you know, this feminine movement moves in, there are a lot of things that were once gender specific that are no longer gender specific. And yet there are still some standards that are double.
Right.
So we're going to dive into the double standards, shall we?
Shall we go for it?
You go first.
Me?
Yeah, you give me a double standard that you think is okay. Interesting.
All right, let's set the scene.
Yeah.
A family goes out maybe the night before or even the day of. Everyone's exhausted. Both parents specifically are quite tired. They had a big productive day. They took the kids maybe to a park or something or like somewhere. And then they come home and both parents are like, shit, I am really tired, right? All you want to do is sit on the couch. But for some reason, dinner doesn't float in the husband's, and then like this is very close to home. Dinner doesn't come into your thought process. I find for a husband, it's just like engraved in a woman to be like, okay, what are we feeding the kids for dinner? Like they'll just immediately do it. We're like, both parents are tired, but why is it that the husband gets to sit down or take a 45-minute vacation poop while the wife has to figure out dinner plans for the entire family when you both, and I swear to God, if you say like, I drove home, like I'm going to be so mad because just because you drove, I didn't sleep. I was also like wrangling the animals in the back. So why does it always fall on the wife typically to figure out dinner plans, even though both partners are tired?
Great question. That is not a double standard.
Yes, it is.
But No, what's the double standard?
The double standard is that men, like, just, it doesn't matter. Like, they just get to sit down and no one thinks twice because it's just like, it is something that you just expect of women.
That's a standard, not a double standard.
It's annoying.
Okay.
I feel like now maybe my standards are
maybe
all
this
just
podcast
standards.
is going to be called Standards.
Well, now that I think about it, I think they're all like that.
Yeah. They're not, that's not a double standard.
So wait, hold on. What would the double standard be? In that situation, what would the double standard be?
I don't know, because that's not a double standard. I don't know what the double standard would be.
Like, well, double standard is...
the double standard, if I was to go with it, here would be the double standard. Okay. The double standard would be, if the husband did it, everyone would be like, oh my God, he's such an amazing husband.
Okay. Don't go any further, because that's part of my other one. Okay, I get it.
That would be the double standard.
Okay, sure.
A male gets praised when doing it, a female doesn't get praised while doing it. That would be a stretch for the word double standard.
No, because I have a full thing about that. But I get it now. So you can go. You can go.
Maybe we should have talked about what a double standard is before the podcast started.
I know what it is. I just wasn't really thinking.
You know what would be a really good episode, Brittany? Double standards. Oh my God, I've got like 4 in my head. Do you? Do you have 4 in your head, Brittany?
I just have the standard.
I just got the standard. You're the exception to the rule. This is the rule.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so, well, I'll
give us a real one.
I'll have a conversation about that.
Okay.
I don't know the answer to it. I don't know the answer to it because for me, I eat when I'm hungry. And I think about food when I'm hungry. Mm-hmm. I don't think about food in other people's bellies ever. Mm-hmm. I'm not like, my stomach is growling. I must be hungry. So should everybody else. Mm-hmm. If that's the case, I'll make food for everybody else. But if everyone else is like not saying anything and my stomach feels fine, I'm not going to make food because I don't think about it.
You really don't. It's like
I don't.
In the morning too for breakfast. Unless I'm like, hey, can you get the kids food? You're just like, I fed myself, so I'm going to go now.
I'm in my, like straight up, I'm in my head so much about thoughts of what's going on around me.
Yes. That
if I'm not hungry, I just don't think about food.
And then like on the mornings where you'll like come upstairs and they'll be like, just so you know, like I got the kids their breakfast, Riley's lunch is made. And then you stand there waiting for me to be like, you know what, babe? Thanks so much. Great job. And the fucked up thing is that I do that. I'm like, thank you. Like that. I really appreciate that. It's part of your job as a parent, but I praise you because it's like, that's the double standard.
No, that's not a double standard at all.
Yes,
but I'll tell you. So here's the thing. Here's why I do this. I know it. Here's why you do not know what a double standard is. Can you quickly Google it while I talk?
I do. That makes sense. Why are you getting praised for something that I do every single day?
I don't tell you for praise. I don't tell you for praise, and I certainly don't stand there for praise. If anything, I stand there to see if you're horny. But just double check.
You might not know that you're standing there waiting for me to be like, thank you, but you do.
I made breakfast.
You wait.
The kids are currently sitting eating. They've got 7 minutes. Are you horny?
Right.
So no, the reason I tell you this is because I know you've got so many things playing on in your head that's one of the things that you have playing on your head. So I come up to be like, hey, you don't have to do it. Like, don't worry about it. Don't think about it. Mm-hmm. You're welcome. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's
you don't, but it's not a you're welcome. It's just like, this was done. Like, why does it have to be you're welcome? I
don't say you're welcome. I'm not, because that's my job. I'm telling you so that you don't have to think about it.
All right, fine.
Like you think I'm some evil genius. By the way, that is very smart of me. But I do tell you that so that you have like a break, mental break.
Okay.
Are you ready for a double standard?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, here's a double standard. Sexual rejection.
Okay.
Is one of the largest. I've got a 2-parter for this one because I'm going to dive into this one really big. Sexual rejection.
All right.
And not the rejection, the aftermath from the rejection.
Okay.
Gentlemen, when you lean over to your wife or your partner, your spouse, and you say, hey, babe, would you like to fornicate? And they say, no. For whatever reason, I have a headache, my stomach's upset, I'm bloated, I'm getting my period, I've had a long day, I'm stressed out. Yep. Whatever the reason is.
All valid.
It's all valid. I'm validating your emotions.
Good.
But it's still a rejection.
Sure.
I and every man here has 2 choices. Number 1, roll over and go to sleep.
Yeah.
Or number 2, roll over and jerk off. Or leave the room and jerk off. Because if we're horny, we can't just turn it off. Yeah. Sometimes we do, but we just don't.
Sure.
But for the most part, we accept the rejection. We move on. Mm-hmm. Here's where it's a double standard. If the roles were reversed and you turned, rolled over to me and said, hey, babe, would you like to fornicate? And I said no for whatever reason. It doesn't matter what the reason is. If I said no, you would be royally pissed off.
I see what you're saying. I feel like in our relationship, like specifically to us, I would never be pissed because for you to say no, I'm like, oh, he's really like, he's not doing well because you don't say no a lot. So like, I would never be upset. But as like an entirety and like a conversation, I get what you're saying because it's like the audacity, like what do you mean? What's wrong with me? Like, and then it's just like a whole big thing for a woman because it doesn't happen a lot. But I totally get what you're saying. But no, if that happened with us and you said like, babe, not tonight, I would be like, Ryan has a headache or Ryan's really, really not feeling well because
straight up, that's a double standard.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's not fair.
No.
Like you guys can say no. And you probably say no more than you say yes. If we said no, the audacity, how could he possibly reject this flower, the nectar from the gods?
Right.
How can he possibly say no to me? What a loser. And then here's my two-parter. Here we go. I would never, well, maybe I would. I would very rarely be sitting down with my buddies and being like, Brittany rejected me last night. What a bitch. You guys, if you got rejected, there's no way in hell you wouldn't tell somebody.
Like, what do you mean?
You'd tell your best friend, you'd tell a group of friends. Oh, last night I tried to have sex with my husband and he said no to me.
Again, I think it's specific to the relationship. Like I wouldn't tell anyone because I think again, like you would be like, something would be like wrong with you. No.
Okay, let's put it to you this way. Let's not call it a one-off. Okay,
if it was a
let's say, for instance,
thing?
Here's a great example. Oh my God, this is a perfect double standard.
Okay.
Let's say, for instance, for the course of a month, maybe two,
okay,
we didn't have sex.
Sure.
And it wasn't because I didn't want sex. It's not because you didn't want to have sex. It's because I didn't want to have sex for 2 months.
Right.
Do you know how much shit you would talk about me to your friends?
So
Brian doesn't want to fuck me anymore. He doesn't want to have sex with me anymore. He's not attracted to me anymore. What the hell's wrong with him?
Like all that would happen, but I don't think it would be talking shit. It would be like emotionally, I would be like, something's up. Like, what the fuck?
Okay. Now here's example number two. Example number two of the same thing. What advice? Your friend comes to you and says, Britt, you know what? I'm just pissed off. What are you pissed off about? So-and-so, Johnny GQ, hasn't had sex with me in 3 months.
Yeah.
What are you saying? What a fucking loser.
No, I wouldn't. I would like, okay, so like, here's the thing though, right? Like it is usually a well-known fact, and I don't know the exact statistics, but most of the time a male, especially in like a heterosexual relationship, a married with kids, oftentimes the husband is ready to go any day, anytime.
But that's not always the case.
I understand. I'm just saying. So on the off time that it isn't, the immediate red flag is like he's cheating or like something's wrong with the wife or like whatever, because that's not the norm and it's not fair. Like maybe they're just having like a really bad like mental mind fuck, whether it's work, whatever it is, like it's completely validated. I'm saying because it isn't the norm, that's where like if someone came to me and was like, my husband doesn't want to have sex with me. And this has happened. Like I've been in groups of girlfriends and I like I will never name the person, but she was telling us like she hasn't had sex with her husband in like months. And like she would go and she would like try to initiate it and like it be like really spicy. And we were like, holy shit, like that's amazing. Like good for you. And like, I mean like spicy situations. And he would consistently like reject her. Right. And hold on. And so she would tell us this and she would like, honestly, you could see that she was like overcompensating. She was like, oh, you know, like we had to go, we were late or whatever. And like in deep down, I think she knew like there were deeper problems in their relationship. And it wasn't because he was like stressed at work, like they were going through some stuff. But at the same time, like that was so out of the ordinary. My immediate thought was like, something is not right. Like if your husband doesn't agree to all of these things and you're going out of your way to like bring on that, like that spice, and he's still like, no, there's something deeper there.
I understand there's something deeper there, but I'm saying if you're in a group of women and there's 5 women, there's going to be 1, probably 2, and maybe even 3 women that are like, girl, go to the club and get laid. Girl, go to the club and get laid. You're hot. You're sexy. Look at those titties. You're looking great. Your body's banging.
No.
Go.
If we're all married, we are not being like, bitch,
I'm telling
go
you.
to the club. No, that doesn't happen.
I'm telling you.
You're like basically like,
Girl,
also when girls get together, do you guys like have pillow fights and shit? Like, do you go down on each other at the same
I've definitely asked that question, but I don't care about a pillow fight. Who cares about a pillow fight?
That shit doesn't happen. If somebody is telling us that their husband isn't having sex with them, we're not like, fuck him, go out, go to Vegas, go get laid. Like that's not the advice. That's not the advice we're giving each other. Oh my God.
Yes, it is.
No,
Double
it's
standard.
Not. It is
Double
not.
standards.
I'm dying. No, it's not.
Uncut jams.
Uncut jams. No, that's not.
Double standards.
That is not, absolutely not what we say, but okay. I get what you're saying. It is a double standard and it's not fair. And at the end of this, none of them are fair. That's why they're double standards.
That's why they're double standards.
Okay. So I'm a little nervous now because I feel like mine are all just standards.
All right, let's hear standard number 2.
Okay, so this one goes back to what we were talking about before, like if a man does this or whatever. So I think I was watching, it was probably a TikTok, but a man, so this girl's like, so my husband goes to Costco, right? And she's got twins. My husband goes to Costco with the twins. One he's carrying like in a baby carrier, and then the other one is in the stroller, and he is getting items, or not the stroller, the cart. So he's at Costco and he's got one baby on him, one baby in the cart, and a shit ton of stuff in his cart shopping. And she was like, I went with him and I went like elsewhere, like I was grabbing the shit, and she's like, I purposely stayed back just like a little bit so that people wouldn't know that we were together. And she watched her husband get compliment and praise after praise from complete strangers. Like, you are dad of the year. Like, oh my God, you know what? I bet you're going to get a home cooked, like that kind of shit. Where if a mom was out, people would just be like, okay. Like they wouldn't even notice. It just is such a norm for a woman to go. There's no like, wow, you're really doing it, aren't you? Like, no, when a male is doing that, it's like, holy fuck, what a dilf. That man is mint condition, because it's so out of the ordinary for a man to do that when he does do it, an everyday task for like the wife or a woman is like astronomically better when the male does it. Make sense?
Well, as someone who's benefited numerous times from the sexy eyes and the flirtation back and forth with me while carrying my children, I have to admit, it does happen.
Absolutely it does. And you don't even have to have twins. You can literally be a dad at the park playing with your child and like actively playing for the women to be like, now that's a man. Oh my God, that is incredible, Doozy. That is so sexy. We're like,
it is sexy.
It's fucked up.
It is sexy to see a man care.
This happened to you at the beach in Florida when you had Cooper like on your shoulders, and you had all of these women oogling and googling at you because you were playing with your kid in the ocean. Yeah,
this is actually a transition for me. This is a great topic, and you're right. They 100% did it, and I can't stop them from doing that. But for me, you want to know where my head was at?
I wonder if I'm going to get laid tonight.
No, my head was at is like, what did I eat last night? Is my stomach looking fat in this, or not even fat? Like, it just felt uncomfortable.
Right.
This is something that's not really a.
It's a double standard.
It's kind of a double standard, but it's not a double standard. What I think is it's a society thing here. And I'm going to get a little bit deep and a little bit personal on this because I think it's important. I think it's a great time to talk about this. And we actually are in the middle of a program that we actually can talk about at the same token. Yeah. For me, and I'm not saying this is like, I don't want people to think that it's a weight thing. It's a comfort thing. It's a strength thing. It's a confidence. It's a confidence thing. Yeah. I have inherently, from like 1998 onwards, always been very self-conscious of my body. And it has robbed me of moments that you just described with my kids.
Yeah, no, I get it. And I haven't feel the same way.
And this is, I know you feel the same way.
But
and I
it's not
know
talked
women
about.
feel the same way. And
Yeah.
I know everyone knows that a woman feels this way, but nobody really talks about the fact that men feel the same way.
Yeah.
You go to the beach, just go to the beach, look around and see how many men are wearing t-shirts.
Yeah.
I guarantee you those men are not afraid of the sun. Go to an indoor water park, no sun, t-shirts. We are so self-conscious of our bodies, how strong we look, how masculine we look, because, Instagram does what Instagram does. And apparently everyone can bench press 500 pounds and have abs. And that's just not the truth. I've struggled with this for a very long time. And we're going to Vegas in a couple of weeks.
We are.
And you know what I'm worried about?
What?
I'm not worried about the flight.
The pool party.
I'm worried about the pool party.
No, I know. Same.
I'm worried about the pool party. So much
Yeah, but we're doing so well.
We are doing so well. We are doing so well. And this is a great opportunity for us to even just briefly talk about it, because it is real. It's in our lives. And we decided to do something about it. I decided to do something about it. And truth be told, guys, not even embarrassed to say this, join Jenny Craig. I joined Jenny Craig. And I'll tell you why I joined Jenny Craig. Because it wasn't about weight loss.
This sounds like, literally, it sounds so addy, but it's not. Like, it sounds like a plug, but it's just our life.
I'm telling you, this is the truth. Like, you want to know how deep seated this is for me? This is what we're doing. We joined Jenny Craig.
We literally joined Jenny Craig. And then, so Ryan was loving it because we did the program where they DoorDash your meals to you. And like, I think that was the biggest thing for you because you don't like to cook. So you just throw them in the microwave and then you have to like buy your vegetables and stuff. But hold on. So we did that. And then we started doing it. And then we talked to their marketing team and then they're like, yo, if you like this, like, let's work together. So I like when it reverse engineers.
Yeah, it worked out really well for us. But that is the truth, and it's not talked about very frequently. So if you're listening into this and you're talking to your husband and you notice that he's been wearing a t-shirt, have a conversation about this because it's real. Mm-hmm. You guys deal with it. We all know you deal with it. We see it on TV all day long, but nobody really ever talks about the male version of that.
I know.
And we have it. It's real. And I wish, I always said to you, I said to you this morning, all I ever want is to take off my shirt and do two things. Number one, take off my shirt and not think about it.
Right.
And number two, take off my shirt and play with my kids.
I know. It is, you're right. It is such a double standard to think about. And I think women are just like, the focus is always on women, especially mothers, because after you have a baby, you're expected to completely go back into like these impossible societal standards, that all of the focus goes over there, where like the dads, not even the dads, but like, in our case, like dads don't have that same listening. Like people don't have that same listening to dads. They're just like, calm down. Like, you're fine. She had to do A, X, Y, and Z. Like, obviously it's harder for her, but people don't speak about it. That's why it's harder. And it's not like you guys, like, you're not going to go and be like, hey guys, and I'm laughing about this and it's fucked up, but like, you would never be like, so anybody else feeling a little uncomfortable? Where like a bunch of women will be like, oh, like I feel super bloated today. Like, please tell me, like, do I look like, should I wear this? Dudes would just be like, they don't speak about it. You just carry it all in your head. And that is so heavy.
It sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks.
That's a huge double standard.
You know, this makes me think about, because here's a double standard, and I'm going to talk to two-parters about this because they're all the same. If you and your girlfriends are at the beach with each other, mm-hmm. and a guy comes walking by in a banging six-pack, even when your spouses are there, mm-hmm. you guys are going to comment about it. Mm. You are going to comment about it. If a girl walks to each other,
yeah,
for sure you are. If a girl walks by with a banging body, us men, we don't say a single word to each other. We look at each other, mm-hmm. we acknowledge what we all are noticing, but we wouldn't dare say, oh my God.
To each other?
We wouldn't.
Why?
Because we'd be afraid you hear it.
Well, that's the same thing. Like, if you knew we weren't in distance, you would definitely be like, yo, did you see that girl?
No. Yeah,
yes, you would.
If there wasn't, no. And here's what we would say. And here's the stupidest thing that men say. This is the stupidest thing. I would.
I know.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah. And like the rebuttal is like, if you even were given the chance.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you would. But you might not even get the chance.
So that's funny because that's a double standard for sure. But here's another double standard, which is in the exact same premise that we were talking about earlier. Mm-hmm. You guys can literally, and I've heard you guys say this to each other. Oh my God, Ryan wanted to have sex again last night. Or, oh my God, so and so on. You guys talk to each other so much about, Oh my God, I guess I'm going to have to get laid tonight. Or, hey, Ryan did that something nice to you. Oh, I guess he thinks he's getting laid tonight.
Right.
You do that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Never in the history of men has that conversation ever happened. And never would it happen. And if it did happen, you guys would be so upset at us for it looks like your wife cooked you dinner. It looks like she's trying to get fucked tonight, eh? Yeah, yeah.
You sound like a greasy sales.
Yeah.
It sounds like you get fucked today. That was weird.
What's your wife doing? Picking up the kids from school? Yeah. Ooh, she must want to get laid tonight.
That's so weird.
It is weird.
No.
You know what is weirder?
What?
You know what's weirder? And this is hilarious because we just had this argument the other day. Dildos versus fake vaginas.
Yo, I don't care what
This is
you
the
say.
double standard of all double standards because I cannot wrap my head around this concept.
It is a double standard, and I'm fine with that.
So straight up,
there is something about what are they called? Fleshlight pocket pussy.
Straight up, a client of mine. Client of mine gave me a fleshlight.
Are they called pocket pussies as well?
There are pocket pussies. Yes.
God. This is 100% a rated R episode.
It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's a fleshlight, a pocket pussy, or a human companion that's shaped like a vagina. If it's shaped like a vagina and you can insert it, you think that's weird.
You can insert your own peen into it. I think it's super weird. Yeah.
You think it's so weird. And here's the thing. So Brittany gets not mad at me, but like
weirded out about it. I'm just like, put that away.
She gets weirded out because I get this fleshlight and I'm like, I got to give this thing a ride, right?
Yo, first of all, it is like 5 times as big as I thought it was going to be.
That's what she said.
It is literally massive. It looks like this huge, big ass flashlight, and then you unscrew the top.
It's built for men of all different sizes.
It is literally like a life-size proportionate vagina.
It's built to scale.
I touched it. I was like, what is this?
It's built to scale. Honestly,
so
God.
So weird.
It's molded from someone else's vagina.
You're right. This is the most double standard thing
of all double standards. So you're like, this is weird. This is gross. Get that out of our house.
Okay, but you know what I think
I'm sitting
here
thinking, what's in your top drawer? What does that look like? What is it shaped like?
But you know why I think this is weird? Because I don't, and like some people are into this, but I don't have like lifelike dicks, like dildos. Like I don't have those. I have vibrators that like are the phallic shape, but it's bright blue and it doesn't look like a dick.
The first blue one that I got you, which was the original
which
Bluey,
I never use,
was shaped straight up like a penis,
which I never use. But that's what I'm saying. Like I think that most of the time it's like it's vibrators versus a vagina.
I understand, but like think about the sex toy industry. Go to any one of your local stores where you buy your stuff.
Yeah.
And look at how many dick-like shaped objects there are that women buy. You women buy things that look like penises and you use those to pleasure yourself. And but you think it's weird that we buy something that looks like a vagina and do the same thing.
Hold on. And like to piggyback onto this, like when there's like a bachelorette party and you buy all those like dick straws and everything, everyone's like, oh my God, it's so funny. And then like the bachelor party comes, right? And there's like, can you imagine if there was like just like pictures of like vaginas and vagina
massive
straws?
Vaginas.
People would be like, that is fucking disgusting.
Could you imagine a bachelor party with a cake shaped like a vagina?
That happens. Oh yeah, that happens all the time.
It doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
No.
Yes, it does. It does. Or boobs. Like, yeah, that happens all the time.
Boobs for sure. But I'll tell you right now, I've never been to a party where my friend made a cake for my other friend shaped like a vagina.
Well, your friends aren't good at decorating.
Okay, my God. But that is a huge double standard. How is it not okay for me to have a fleshlight in this house? Not only is okay, but you think it's super weird to a point where you would tell your friends, oh my God, Ryan bought a fleshlight. And last night when I rejected him, he went into the other room with his fleshlight over his shoulder saying, I'll be back in 10. How weird is that?
It's so weird. I'm sorry. Like, I agree. It's not fair. It's not right. But it's weird. It's weird. I don't like it.
Gentlemen.
I mean,
if you don't have yourself a fleshlight,
oh my God,
do yourself a flav, and get yourself a fleshlight because it's a game changer. It takes rejection from a 10 to a I don't care.
Because you have a second vagina.
Yeah.
Ew, it's so weird.
It's not that I have a second vagina. It's like if you're going to reject me because you don't want to have sex with me, I still want to have sex, so I'll have sex with myself and my friend.
Yeah, but then we were talking to someone and they were like, what if your partner doesn't want to have like sex and you go and, or like say they're on their period and they're not into period sex, didn't she say like, why doesn't she just use the fleshlight on you? And I was like, 100%.
Right.
No.
That's the other thing. That's the other thing.
Hold on. And then also she was like, why don't you put it, why can't she put the fleshlight
in between her legs?
In between her legs
and
have
you just pound town it.
Fuck the fleshlight.
You pound town
while
it.
you're on your period. And I was like, what?
I thought it was hot. I thought it was a great idea.
Okay, but
that's a really good idea.
No.
Maybe she'll just hold on to it and I'll just
hold on,
hammer into
because I'm sorry, if that were to happen, you would require said person, so in that instance me, to be like fully into it. So I'm basically faking. Right?
Like, I wouldn't need you to do anything. If you just held on to a fleshlight and let me go to town, I would
you wouldn't want me to make you wouldn't want me to make any noises. You wouldn't want to like touch my boobs, and you would just
of course
want me
want to touch your boobs.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. Like I would have to be fully invested in this like role play. I wouldn't like it would just be a little odd for me. But you have a big issue with like if like okay, so like this is going way further than I wanted it to. But like if I'm not in the mood, you're like I'll put you in the mood. Like I can get you horny, and like we've done a great job at that.
You're horny, baby.
You're really good at that. But you're like, it also sucks. Like if you're not in the mood, I don't want you like quote unquote, like faking being in the mood. Like if you're not in the mood, you're not in the mood. So hold on. So now, but you're okay with me holding a silicone vagina, like in between.
No, I'm not.
And they're like, yeah, deeper.
No, hammer that thing deeper. No, that's not what I'm saying. You're making an assertion that is inaccurate. I'm saying if you were into it, it would be hot.
Yeah, but like
if you took a fleshlight and used it on me and you were into it, it would be hot. If you weren't and you were just like, how long is this thing going to last?
I wouldn't be. I would just
give that to me. I'll do it myself.
I feel like I would be giggling like the whole time. Like I'd be like, is it tight enough?
Yeah, but if you're into it, that's the whole thing. That's what she said. If you were into it. But here's the other thing. Like men, if your spouse has a toy at home, it is common practice for you to use said toy on your partner and pleasure them as part of the overall experience. Why is it any different for you to grab Sandy fleshlight, throw her on Johnny?
Sandy? It would be like Fiona fleshlight. You have to do the same like
because
letter.
I'm not good at that game.
You're so bad at it.
I don't like the alphabet. Anyways, all I'm saying is, how is it any different for you to just lube it up and then throw her on and just do what you need to do?
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
That is a double standard.
It's a huge double standard.
The double dildo fleshlight scenario is going to be something that we talk about for years to come. And I don't mean on this podcast. I mean in general.
Years to come.
Years to come.
Oh God, we got to end this. This was a lot.
I got more.
We are done. You can save them. I don't think I can continue on this conversation.
Yeah, because you don't know what this conversation actually is. These are just standards for you.
No, all I'm thinking about now is me holding this vagina while you're like, do you like that baby?
Well, guys, if you're wondering if it's ever going to happen, the answer is no.
Sorry. Listen, I feel bad because I don't want to like diminish your sexual fantasies, but I don't think I could do it.
Think about it this way. Instead of having a twosome or threesome, I guess that's normally how we have sex.
You could just have stacked vaginas.
You just stack the V underneath the other V, and you switch between the V's.
No.
Throw a soundtrack of someone else going, and you like close your eyes and you think you're having sex with two different people.
What's that from? Ooh, me so horny.
It's a song.
Me so horny.
What's it from?
I don't know. It's from a movie.
It's from a soundtrack.
We're out. We gotta go.
This is from an album.
Good night.
Peace out, A-Town. Boop, 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 boop. Double standards.
There goes a sight from my soul.